Well, now it's time to meet with an update. It's safe to say we'll have some fun today on Geek World Radio.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Geek World Radio. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about video games, specifically the new game Dishonored by Bethesda Softworks and
Arcane Studios.
So in addition to talking a little bit about the game, we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the WTF powers in video games. And once we get a little into a review of Dishonored, you'll understand why.
Exactly. I mean, basically, what's great about Dishonored is it's sort of like Assassin's Creed meets Bioshock or Skyrim. It's one of these games where basically you play a Dishonored assassin in this sort of steampunk world.
Yes.
And essentially, the Empress, who you're the bodyguard of, she gets killed, and then you get wrongfully put in prison. So then you have to escape and start assassinating all the bad guys, basically, that put you there and killed the Empress.
Now, this game, like a lot of others, there's kind of two main ways that you can play it.
Yes.
You can play it and be all stealthy and, just sneak around all the time. Or you can play it the way that we tend to play games, which is just run out and kill everything in your path.
Yeah, that's usually the way I play, yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you straight off that there is a lot of benefit to playing the stealthy way. Of course, it requires patience, which, we don't have.
That.
But if you do have even like the smallest modicum of patience, I recommend playing the stealthy way. Because if you play in the balls to the wall, kill everyone in your pathway, you're going to bring out a lot of plague rats.
Yes.
We mummify ours so that we don't get plague.
You know how it is.
Yeah, but the more people that you kill, the more rats show up. Rats equal rat swarms.
Yes.
Rat swarms are very, very dangerous. Of course, they can also be used as a power.
You're an assassin. Along with cool stealth kill assassin skills, you have supernatural powers.
Yep.
One of the really cool ones you have is like Blink. It helps you teleport, basically, to different locations without being seen. You can stop time. You do all kinds of great stuff. But really, the one that I think grabs the most attention because it's amazing and crazy is Swarm.
Yes.
And like Anime Showcase with the rats, essentially, that's what you do. You go, rah, like that, and a bunch of rats go and start eating your enemies.
They devour them. Like, blood is squirting all over the place, and there's nothing left of them. It's awesome.
And because there's a lot of video games that have a lot of standard, like, cool powers, like Bioshock, Skyrim that we were talking before, powers where you can, like, sort of force push people or, I don't know, throw fireballs from your hand and stuff like that. But there's a few games out there that have a few powers that you're sort of like, huh?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Keep in mind, we're not going to be talking about the WTF kind of weapons, which there are plenty of. I mean, if you've ever played a Ratchet and Clank game, things like the Groovatron.
Yes.
I mean, come on, a disco ball that comes down and all of your enemies stop fighting you because they're busy dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But in Anime, I think a lot of people have played this video game already, and I think we'll review it on our radio show this week
Full
on
review.
100 and The Point Radio. So let's get to some of our WTF powers from video games.
Awesome.
You ready, Anime?
I'm so ready.
Okay.
So like we said before, Dishonored has Swarm.
Yeah.
So send out all your rats. Similarly, if you guys played Bioshock, they've got Insect Swarm.
Yeah.
You're there, there's a bunch of enemies around you. What's the best thing to do? Bees, because, where else would bees be than this underwater dystopian kind of,
layer, basically.
Layer of the
city.
future.
It's a city, it's a city in the water. Exactly. I mean, I remember the first time I got that, I was like, what is going on? This is crazy.
Yeah.
Not only do you, can you kill somebody, but also it distracts them and they're running around going, bees, bees!
Yeah. Even if they're not killed, you have every chance in the world to get away.
Exactly. And you're sort of like Nicolas Cage in The Wicker Man. The bees! The bees! Oh, the bees! It's pretty awesome. But one of the other cool powers I want to bring up, actually there's two powers in this game, is Deus Ex, Human Revolution. Now, Deus Ex is a great game. We really, really loved it. But also, there's some really, really cool powers in it. So the first one of the things in Deus Ex is the fact that you're playing this sort of ex-cop who's, investigating stuff. And one of the enhancements or augmentations you can get, because basically you're like a RoboCop type dude.
Yeah, I mean, you yourself essentially have become a weapon. But then again, everyone else in this society, or half the rest of the society, is also augmented.
We're all a bunch of cyber freaks. It's just the way it is. But he's got this one augmentation, or power as we're going to call it, called Social Enhancer.
Yes.
And basically the way this thing works is to try to get somebody to do what you want. It's kind of got a few things. First off, it can read brainwaves and sort of, get an idea or a clue about what that person is thinking, so that maybe you can talk them into something. And also, along with that, you can also send out pheromones that can also get people to go along with what you want.
Bend them to your will.
Which I thought was insane when I played that game. I was like, what? It's like, these games usually it's like, you got like a gun coming out of your arm, or you can jump 100 feet.
I mean, sure, you can use a gun and be like, do what I say or I'll kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's way more fun to make them think that it's their idea.
It's such an elegant weapon, isn't it, Anime?
That's a great way to put it.
It's so, so awesome. Now, one of the other really rad weapons, that's right, rad weapons, Anime, that they have in Deus Ex is called the Typhoon Explosive System.
Yeah. Now, this might fall a little bit into the weapons category, but like we said before, in Deus Ex, you are the weapon. These are all your powers. These are things that are essentially a part of you.
Yes.
So the Typhoon Explosive System, it essentially, you become a human bomb, more or less.
You're a grenade, essentially, yeah. Basically, because you're all cybernetic and stuff, you kind of kneel down, everything slows down for a second, and then all these crazy ball bearings and all their shrapnel shoot out of your body and destroy pretty much anything in your way. You can take down bosses, those giant mech things. It's crazy.
Yeah, incredibly useful in a crowd of bad guys.
Yeah.
So let's move on to Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of the characters have some great weapons and powers in this, but there are some that are a little more WTF than others.
Yes.
Let's start off with Deadpool. One of his special moves is the power to break the fourth wall, where he takes the power bar. He takes his power bar and he beats you with it.
Yeah.
He just takes it and wails on you, and it's really funny.
It's amazing. I remember, the first time you see it, you're like, what? But if you know Deadpool, you're like, that completely makes sense. Yeah. And it's so awesome.
I mean, he reaches outside of the play screen so that he can grab the power bar. It's so funny. So, another one of the great powers in this is with Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
It's amazing.
He has the power to prosecute.
Yeah, basically what he does is while he's fighting, he collects evidence, and if he can collect 3 pieces of evidence, then he can basically prosecute you. Yeah, he sets a defense against you, and that's his special move. And he literally puts you in jail or something.
It's really entertaining.
It's unbelievable and totally WTF worthy. You're just like, this is a fighting game. What the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
When did this become like Matlock? Why isn't Matlock in a fighting game?
Why doesn't Matlock have hair like that?
Why doesn't he? Matlock.
Next up is Bayonetta.
Oh, I love this game. I don't get it, but I love it. First off, she's a witch, right?
Yes.
And she kills angels.
Yes.
And her awesome leather costume is actually made of her hair.
Yeah, it's not leather, it's hair.
Yeah, it's her hair, yeah.
Now, at some point, she essentially makes a giant hair boot, a high heel, a nice stiletto boot made of her hair. That stumps the bad guys to death.
I mean, this whole game is WTF, from the jump, but I gotta say, when you use that power for the first time, you're like, what just happened? Is that a shoe? Is that a giant shoe?
Is that a giant hair
bad
shoe?
Guys? It's unbelievable and totally, totally worthwhile. If you guys haven't played Bayonetta, gotta get a copy. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's one of those really overlooked games that a lot of people never actually played. But if you're a fan of Devil May Cry, you'll probably love Bayonetta. However weird it looked in the previews, it is super cool. So guys, let us know, what are some of your favorite video game WTF powers that you've played?
Let us know. Put in the comments down below. We would like to know. Other than that, that's it for this week's episode of Geek World Radio. Make sure to check us out next Wednesday. And also listen to our radio show this week on Indie 100 and The Point, where you can hear a full review of Dishonored and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. Okay, guys. See you next Wednesday. Bye.
Well, now it's time to vote with an non-stop day. It's safe to say we'll have some fun today on Geek World Radio.